Abuse is a very emotive word, and it'll mean different things to different people. Abuse is a subject which a lot of people may not want to think about, and this is why it has remained a taboo subject for many years. The focus of this video is adult abuse. It's going to help you to think about what abuse means to you and how you may have to deal with abusive situations when doing your job. The aim of the video is to consider what is abuse, recognizing abuse, what to do if you suspect or find abuse. You might be sitting watching this video right now thinking the same as this home care worker.
I don't know why we have to go on this abuse course. I mean, it's not relevant to us. We're never going to come across abuse.
You might be thinking that learning about abuse is only relevant to doctors and nurses, social workers, police. But what about residential and daycare staff, home carers, housing officers, wardens, benefits officers, volunteers and advocates, transport drivers, cooks and domestics? This video is targeted at anyone who may come into contact with an adult at risk of abuse during the course of their work. Abuse can happen anywhere, and it often remains well hidden. It could occur in the community, for example, in a person's own home, workplace, public place, or in an institutional setting, for example, a hospital ward, care home, day centre, training or education centre. Many workers think that it would never happen in their own workplace.
I don't know why I have to spend a whole day on an adult abuse course. I mean, abuse is never going to happen here in this project.
When thinking about abuse, it's important not to think only of the obvious extreme cases, such as the ones the media have sensationalized in the past. Workers need to be aware of the more subtle forms of abuse, which might be harder to identify. Many actions or behaviours become commonplace, so that people see them as normal. These forms of abuse cause controversy, as people may argue about what actually constitutes abuse.
But there's so many grey areas, it's difficult to know what's abuse and what's bad practice.
Workers need to be clear themselves about what abuse means to them and how it is defined in a local policy.
You know, I can't remember where I put my pension box.
Oh, for heaven's sake, woman! Can't you remember anything?
You've fallen again. Now stay in your chair and put this in front of you.
Could you pass us the remote control, please?
No one should ever compare types of abuse or refer to something as being trivial.
They've always been like that. What do you expect me to do about it?
Well, he only neglects her a bit. I mean, it's nothing to cause a fuss over.
Haven't you got better things to worry about than what we call our service users?
The starting point should always be, how does the victim view the situation or action? Hilda, who is 70 years old, lives alone and is slightly confused. Her nephew Stephen visits her every day. He has little patience with Hilda, who keeps losing things.
I heard Stephen shout at you last time I was here.
Oh, Stephen's always lived on a short fuse. He doesn't mean anything when he shouts.
You've rung that bell again. That's 3 times in the last hour.
I know you're really busy and you've got people to see to. But I do need some painkillers now.
This morning was the last straw. I just want to leave now.
I've had some complaints from the housing officer and some of your neighbours about the noise from this flat, and also about Johnny and Greg visiting.
Johnny and Greg are very kind to me. They keep me company at night and they pay my bills when I don't feel like going out.